Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. This is going to be a response to Thom Bennett, Thom, which I really like that. Thom Bennett, his 19 subscribers contest. I mean, come on, you got to jump in on anyone who does a 19 subscribers contest. It's pretty cool, actually. Just found his channel last night or this morning, and seems like a really cool guy. Sub to your channel. Want to introduce myself and jump in on your contest. So as always, want to say congratulations. I mean, getting the ball rolling. 19 becomes 100, becomes 500, and on down the line. So welcome to the VC, my friend. Playing in the background, just to slash it really quick. Rob Zombie. American Made Music is Stripped by. Gotta love Rob. That's an awesome cover too. I mean, talk about album artwork for you. All the colors and everything. I mean, really, really cool stuff. And of course, I think it's his daughter or whatever. Actually, I never paid attention to that. Is that the same? Is that his daughter, the girl from all the movies? That's weird. It looks kind of different on the cover, but I think so. Anyway, wanted to kind of jump in those contests. I guess there was kind of some ways you could, take different pieces of the contest, and so the way I decided to do it is, do the crush thing as far as people I have a crush on, if you will, and then on the other side of that answer, just talk about a few artists that I don't quite get, so to speak. So let's just kind of do that. I'll start with artists that I don't quite get. I'll just start like that way. I think number one would probably be Tom Waits. I haven't quite picked up on what makes him good or makes him great or whatever the case may be with a few things that I've listened to. So for whatever reason, I haven't been able just to kind of catch on to that vibe. So that's one. Another one, this isn't so much the artist as much as the new album. The new Daft Punk album. Everyone keeps ranting and raving about that thing, and I've kind of checked out a bit of each song as I've gone through that, and I don't get it. That album is nothing special to me whatsoever. I mean, there's nothing on there that would even begin to push me towards buying it, and yet it seems like almost everyone around me says it's a good album, it's a great album, I love it, and blah blah blah. So just for whatever reason, I don't get the new Daft Punk album, and I do like Daft Punk. So that's one. Probably the number one that I say I don't get, because it's one thing to not get an artist that you just don't like. You don't like them, you don't like their music, you don't like the genre. That's one thing. But when you have that kind of unique artist where you love them, like everything about them you think is just absolutely great, but you just can't stand any of their music, and I think that's a bit more rare. So when I look at the number one on my list with that, it is Beyonce. I just do not get 90%, 99% of the stuff she does. I don't hear the genius in it. I don't hear what makes it something you want to hear again. All the single ladies and blah blah blah. It's like it's just like overly watered down, just horrible. I don't know. I don't get her at all in terms of her music. But her as an individual, and I've always said this, actually kind of about her and Justin Timberlake. Those are two people that I always get the impression are truly genuine good people. Like everything they do in front of the camera is not just one big fraud. And I don't know, I've always got that impression about Beyonce and again and Justin Timberlake for whatever reason. It just seems like if they weren't megastars and multimillionaires and they, were average everyday Joes making $50,000 or $60,000 a year and living in wherever, that they would be kind of the exact same people. And And of course, I don't know that for a fact, but that's the impression I get. So, in that regard, I respect Beyonce so much for being real or seeming so real. Um, the creativity within her videos and things of that nature, I think that is absolutely fabulous because she actually, you know, tries to be creative. But I just don't get her freaking music, man. Oh, it's shoot me to have to sit and listen to her all day long. It would drive me crazy. So anyway, that's on my don't get side. And of course, you know, there's always a ton you can put on there, but those are the three that really kind of stood out. Now on the flip side, we'll talk about I guess like the crush that you talked about. So again, it got a little confusing because I was thinking, are you supposed to focus more so on like the music that you're so into? But when you say crush, that's usually more so about the person than necessarily, I guess it's a combination of the two, but you know what I mean. So on the not like side, I focus more on the music. On the crush side, I'm focusing more on the individuals. And of course, I do love their music. So I kind of narrowed it down to three, and I did 3 female crushes and 3 man crushes. Okay, so let's start with the female crushes, and we're gonna start off with my band right here, which is Kitty. You know, I love all of them to death. Mercedes was originally the first one that kind of, I guess, brought my awareness to the band when I saw an article about her, and then I went and looked up who Kitty was and blah blah blah. But after seeing them live and getting a chance to meet them and all that type of stuff, Tara is the lead guitar player that really just kind of blew me away. So if you talk about one of my crushes right now in the music world, definitely Tara from Kitty, which of course we got to meet her, signature, the whole nine. I don't know, just really cool stuff. As I kind of said a number of times, total sweetheart off the stage and a total monster on the stage. She gets that gold Les Paul in her hands, man, and oh my gosh, it's so awesome to watch her perform. So definitely one of my crushes there. Next up, and this was kind of interesting too, because I don't know, I like her, but this particular photo of her has always been something that's just, I don't know, just like grabbed me or whatever. But it's Justine, the lead singer from Elastica. I don't know what it is, but ever since I first saw this album cover, I was just always like, oh my God, she is just incredible. I don't know what it is about it. This is actually the screensaver on my computer. But yeah, so Justine from Elastica, there's definitely just something about her that's very, very cool, besides just their musical talent. So that's number 2. And so I'd have to say my number 1 crush, and I'm sure many of you probably have already guessed this. You know, I have posters of her scattered on my wall and everything else, and I just figured I'd kind of show my collection by her really quick here. But it's the one and only Joan Jett. Definitely my number 1 music crush, without question. I mean, Joan is just she's awesome. I mean, that's the only way you can put it. I've always loved the fact that Joan has been such a sexy symbol in rock and roll, without her necessarily trying to use her being a sex symbol to become the rock star she is. You know, she's just one of those people that just seems very real. She's just like, this is who I am, and it's not so much about trying to, you know, show as much skin as I can to further my career, or, you know, all that type of stuff. I don't know, and that just makes her that much more attractive and sexier and all that stuff. So Joan has just always been one of those women that has seemed like the real deal. Again, like, she is who she is, her music is who she is, and her persona is who she is, and when it all comes together, it just creates this awesome, incredible woman called Joan Jett. And so that's definitely my number 1 crush in the music world. And so just to kind of share my Joan Jett collection really quick, have her first album here, Bad Reputation. And then this is the alternative cover release for Bad Reputation. Again, that shot right there, I mean, that's just Joan. Freaking awesome. Gotta love Joan. And then this is Joan in the Black Hearts. And again, I'll go through these kind of quick because it's not necessarily about showing the more Joan Jett right there. Last time I was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they had a Women of Rock exhibit that they set up, and they had this outfit by Joan Jett there, which is really cool, just to kind of stand next to it and see that actual coat and shirt and everything. More Joan here. That's a nice shot of her too right there. Again, just that kick-ass version of Joan. Gotta love it. I guess let's put this one like that. And then of course the greatest hits. And then in my Joan, I also have the Runaways filed away with Joan. So have that there. Clean the noise there. And the only one I have there waiting for the night. So all hail to Joan, my #1 musical crush. Honorable mentions that I would definitely throw in. Alanis Morissette. I definitely think she's very cool as well. Who else? I'm not going to go back into the 80s. There's too many I could pull out there with Belinda Carlisle and even Joan Osborne back in the day. Yeah, I mean, we can go on and on if I jump too far into the 80s. So those are my 3 on the female side. Now, as far as my man crushes go, and that's always kind of a tough thing to describe sometimes, and I think I finally figured out the perfect definition for a man crush, at least to me. To me, a man crush is any guy that if you came home and your wife or girlfriend told you, I had an affair, I messed around with someone yesterday, and you're like, what the heck? And she goes, yeah, it was with blah blah, and you go, oh, I understand. You know, okay, just don't let it happen again without me being there to get a signature at least. You know, like, that's what a man crush boils down to me. It's like, it's someone that's just like so cool that you would have to understand if your girl was that interested in them, because you're like, how can you tell her that's wrong? Like, he's too cool. Every woman would be interested in him. So that's that's kind of my definition of a man crush. So #3, I'll count it up. #3 on my man crush list, guy I just mentioned. Don't have a picture here, but Justin Timberlake. Again, I'm gonna say with, you know, it will be very easy to understand why women are so attracted to him. Not just because even like a physical aspect, but with the way that he performs. You know, he's definitely more on the lines of sorry, let me start this over before it. You know, definitely on the lines of you know, a Michael Jackson type performer, in that he actually puts a lot into the physical performance as well as his actual music. I'm not saying anything like Michael Jackson, don't get me wrong, nobody's on that level, but you know, just the fact he puts that physical essence in his performance, which to me is kind of a connecting thing, you know. And then, you know, in terms of connecting with his crowd and his fans and so forth. And then also, as I was saying about Beyonce, he just seems like one of those genuinely nice guys. And so when you start putting all that stuff, that young teen look, nice guy, you know, good performer, dancer and all that, women are going to go for him. I mean, and it's for me, it's easy to understand why they do. So Justin Timberlake would be one of my man crushes. Second one, and again, this just goes back to the emotion he brings to his music, and again, just how smooth and creative he is, and how unique he is. You know, if I had a girlfriend, I would just completely understand her wanting him, and that would be Seal. You know, even with, you know, like the little thing that he has that was kind of become his trademark. I mean, he's even made that cool. You know, almost like in a Michael Jackson type way, where Michael Jackson could put on anything and make it cool. You know, put a cast on his arm and it's the coolest thing in the world. And you know, but Seal's kind of the same way. I mean, the dude is just so cool, so smooth, and his music is just so, you know, unique. And, you know, and he sits down with that, starts talking to your girl with that UK accent or whatever he has. It's like, man, it's a done deal. You know he's gonna take her. So that has to be my second man crush, would be Seal. And third, or not third, I say actually first, without question, you know, no mortal woman could resist Lenny Kravitz. I mean, I'm sorry, again, when it comes to just coolness, style, look, music, I mean, just everything across the board. Lenny Kravitz is what I call a cool cat. If you had to like put the term cool cat in the dictionary, Lenny's picture would be right beside it. Just like, dude, that's a cool cat. That's all you can say. So number one would definitely have to be Lenny. Just kind of, you know, going through this really quick. That's his first album, Let Love Rule. Lenny Kravitz, Mama Said. Back when he had the dread thing going there. Again, it's cool cat, boy. Lenny, Are You Gonna Go My Way? And then Lenny's Greatest Hits. Again, man, guys, we don't stand a chance. Too cool for words. And last but not least, Lenny, self-titled Lenny. I mean, come on. Who else can make red cowboy boots look that cool? I mean, come on now. So, yeah, on the man crush side, Lenny Kravitz definitely takes the cake. On the female crush side, got to put Joan Jett. Can you imagine Joan Jett and Lenny together? Woo! Couple of the year right there. But anyway, really fun question, man. It was kind of cool to have a number of different ways to go with that. As always, let me know what you guys think. And again, welcome to the VC, Thom. Great having you, man. Take care.